time for Pulumivision with Docker. But before we get into the Docker stuff, if you're watching this on the replay, because that's the only way you're hearing me right now, because none of you have tuned in yet, I'm joined by Peter from Docker. So, Peter, welcome to Pulumivision.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We were just having a little bit of like streamer / demo person kind of convo. Oh, we got a couple joins, and where we're about to go is they're saying, like you have a totally different setup for your IDE and your coding environment when you're working than when you're streaming, and it would be nice, and there might be a way to do this to sort of, because I know you can, like load different settings for VS Code, sort of like to have like an overlay to say like when I launch in streamer mode, but I also want my window position different. And
yeah, like a whole I don't know, maybe it's something we should write, like a script. Have you ever done any like Mac scripting, Apple script?
Is that Apple script? Yeah, it's been a long time since I've written Apple script back in the day. But there's a few things I want to do, but you can't because they aren't exposed. So here's the thing I really want to automate is Zoom, because I want to be able to. And the one thing that you cannot do any kind of automation with Zoom is the audio input and output. Yeah, you can script the video source, but because again, when I'm just on a video call, I'm using my speakers and my webcam mic, it's fine. But if we're doing this, I've got my headphone, I've got this, and it's 2 clicks in Zoom, and they don't expose it through Apple script or anything.
Huh? Yeah. We need to start a streaming company. Sorry, Restream.
Yeah, there you go.
You are StreamYard.
Yeah, whoever it is, sorry, we're gonna go start our new thing.
Yeah, because it's and maybe I don't know, maybe this leads into like why you build custom software, right? It's like off-the-shelf software is fantastic, but especially as an engineer, and we always go to like, oh, I want to build it myself. I got to build it. But I don't know, man, having your own system custom, to where, yeah, if you're developing on a laptop, you click a couple buttons and everything, windows are all set up you like it at the coffee shop, and you come home, hit the other button and it spreads it out across, right? Sets up your whole environment. Yeah, connects everything up.
Let me see how this did that. Hey, that worked the way that I expected it to. Okay, cool. Look, I learned a new thing in Restream, how to highlight a comment. So cool. All right. So yeah, what we thought we would do is we're gonna let Peter drive, and we're gonna just go through. Peter's got some sample apps. We're gonna Pulumify them, and in our interest of always doing different programming languages on Pulumivision, we're not doing Go, we're not doing Python, we're not even doing TypeScript or C#, but we're doing JavaScript today because Peter hates TypeScript.
Thank God. All right. Before I get the hate, I always say this too. I always say this, and I don't get much hate, right? Because I'll start off and say, hey, TypeScript, if it's your jam, go for it. My contention or discussion I love to have with people is I usually come into, we're gonna switch to TypeScript. We have a huge application already, either microservice or monolith, right? And we need TypeScript. We got to do it. We have 100,000 lines of code. We're going to rewrite it. It's like, no, don't. What happens, I've seen it too many times, is you get a bunch of JavaScript inside of .ts files, and you're using everywhere, right? And it trying to convert a large code base to another programming language is, in my opinion, just a rough idea. But you're starting scratch, and your whole team is used to C# or Java, right? A typed language. Yeah, go with TypeScript, 100%, right? You get that question. Do you see this all the time, Matty? I see it online, right? Like, I want to start a project. What language should I use, right? Like, well, it really depends on your team. Yeah. What do you know? What are you comfortable with? Right. Like, yeah.
I feel like when you get to the point, you will know, like, if you don't know why you should use a particular programming language, then you don't need a particular programming language.
Exactly.
Like, there's scenarios where you're like, I know that I need to write this in Rust because of this really specific reason or whatever, or something like that. Right. But if you don't know that, then it's fine. You know what? Write that shit in VB.net. It's fine.
Oh, we're allowed to swear? No,
I don't know. No one's told
yeah,
me yet, but this is this stream is under my OKRs, so it's my rules, I guess. Maybe
cool.
okay. Well, this is this is the thing. Like the way that we always said it, it's like PG-13. So in PG-13, in a PG-13, you get one F-bomb, but you better make it count. So we'll hold off on that one. But we'll keep this one PG-13.
I have visions of Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
Yeah,
using the one F word, right?
That's the best example of using it well, though. He made it count. He made it count. Was the one
series,
just the other day I watched on Netflix, the Red Notice. So it's the new with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock and Gal Gadot. Yeah. It's worth watching if you don't have to pay money for it. Right?
Yeah, man. I was gonna say I just lost all respect for you. The Rock and who? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is fine. I like Ryan Reynolds. I watched the kids watch. It was a fun popcorn movie, but they have their one at the end, and I'm like, yep, there it was.
There it is.
Yeah, and S-bombs, as Paris said, those are special. So. All right, so Peter, tell me first before we kind of go in. So you got yourself some sample apps that do really important work. What are these sample apps going to do?
Yeah, they're boring as heck. But so I just have a sample app. So I created a while ago. I got tired of writing sample code and boilerplate code. So I have this little tool called Ronin. So I built this out, and it basically sets up a backend API where it'll accept JSON, CRUD functions on a certain endpoint, and then a UI that talks to that. And so there's no data validation or anything like that. So if you send, you can send whatever you want. It goes into right now, I think I have it in memory, but I can connect the Mongo database to it, so it's schemaless. But I use it a lot to do POCs type of things. But very simple React.js front end, Node.js back end. With Ronin, I use Express.js under the hood. This is a very thin layer on top of Express.js, but nothing too exciting. I mean, it's not going to make Docker or Pulumi $1 million, but maybe on the demo it will. Maybe just
I don't know. Let's see what we can do. So basically it's a multi-container situation we're looking at, and I figured what we do is we write a little Pulumi program that will, do it all just in local Docker for right now, and you could always push these images somewhere else. Maybe we'll play with that. Maybe we won't. It's going to be fun for me because I haven't written any Pulumi in pure JavaScript. So we're just going to see how this goes. And so get your popcorn ready.
We could try TypeScript.
No. That's still fun. No. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I know how to do it in TypeScript. So we'll just see
Okay, cool.
Where this is fine. This is all, this is how you know that this is not like slick prepared content. Trust me, if you're looking for slick prepared content,
look somewhere else.
All right, so I'm taking
go to Google. No, all right. Sorry, man.
Okay, sorry. I just put so this is your app, or what are we at here?
Yeah. So I got my app. Well, let me do I have it running? Let me run it.
Sure.
Get it running. Let's see, Docker. How do I do this? There it is. Let's do Docker remove. These are fun. This is a little shortcut for everybody. If you just want to blow away all your images, right, whether it's running, stopped, or not, do a RMI-F, and then just grab all the images. -Q does quiet and will only give you the container ID, and A will give you all of them. So I do this very frequently when I'm just blowing everything away. Okay.
Who's logged in as a Pulumi? Who's logged in as a Pulumi TV account is what I want to know right now. So I just they just said hi to. Clearly, it's a coworker of mine. So Pulumi TV, out yourself. Who is that? Because it ain't me. I don't think. All right. So cool. All
right. And I'm just here in the root. I have a Docker Compose file. I have one for local dev and then Nginx, but I'm just going to run the Docker Compose.yaml compose, and I'm just going to do an up. I'm going to give it --build, so it builds all my images, which I probably didn't need to build. I think I have them local anyways, but if this takes too long, we'll kill it. But if the internet plays. Now, of course, Matt. Sorry, I keep calling you Matty.
It's fine. We know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a Matt. I have a close friend, Matt. So it's like, yeah. Yeah. If this thing, of course, this is going to die, right? Like I just had it running like 10 minutes before the live stream.
Right. So why should it work now?
So why should it work? Exactly. Oh, come on. Let's see. I think I have all my images already built. Oh, no. Where'd my screen go? Oh, there it is. That was weird. Oh, I didn't bump. Yeah. Annoying to me. iTerm doesn't,
it doesn't
there's
keep
worse things.
Yeah.
I guess there's worse
this
things.
This goes back to the other thing we need to fix. Although, if you were cool, you wouldn't be using iTerm, you'd be using Warp. So that's like the hot new terminal, which I started using about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, I was it Warp that I tried?
That's the one that's written in Rust. It's got I could see it being interesting. I'm gonna have to try to make myself use it for a little while.
Is it the one that's like super pluggable with JavaScript and configurations?
No, that's Stardust or Star Rocket or Starline or. This is how I'm trying to see if I think my colleague Laura is the one who's being Pulumi TV right now because I'm talking crap about whatever that terminal is. No, Warp is like in Rust, and it's like it's interesting how things break up. So maybe like when we run out of time later in the stream, I'll show you what Warp looks like because it's interesting, but it has to like it definitely makes HTTP calls back out to like look stuff up and things, and that makes some people nervous to have your terminal just doing random shit. But I'm like, your terminal's already probably doing random shit and you don't know it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we got
cool.
Here?
Okay, so I just did a compose up, build the images. I need to build them, and there we go. So I'm firing it up. This is a little test app, and you could put in an entity here. So we get no results. Let's create a new record. Let's just test this. This is a glorious UI. I designed it myself, if anybody was wondering.
It's beautiful. You should put web designer on your LinkedIn.
Thank you. 1212. I should have put my real phone number in there, but not say anything. See if anybody.
Yeah, see if anybody notices.
Okay, what did I do? Submit. Go. Aye. Oh, you know what? I added this. Where do you go? I added this new fancy, screen. Oh, come on. Don't worry, Matt. I get it. There you go.
I have absolute faith in you.
Something I think this shortcut got taken over by my window manager. Just stop.
The whatever the command.
Yeah, to open the console.
And
at least that's what I'm thinking. It just, anyways, Quiche, it's not working. Okay, 200. Are we going the right places? Yeah. Okay, that's right. We don't have any new, so let's create a new one. Did I not save that? Oh, there we go. There's the error. Why? Why don't you like? Why are you trying to go foo? What did I do? See, Matt, I broke it.
It's cool. Good. Well, we'll fix it live on the stream. That's how people know again that this is not.
So what did I
do? Highly polished.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you see the actors break and then you're like, that's how you know it's live. It's like Carol Burnett, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on here.
Oh, there we go. It's coming back. Why are you giving me a 404? Oh, come on. All right. So the way this works is I'm listening on 8080. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then if you go to services, if I could type and then people. Okay. Should be fine. I don't know why my front end's a little hokey. Oh, maybe because no, the spelling doesn't matter. Okay, one more time. Oh, come on. Where are you going? Do we want to fix this, or do we want to?
Does it matter?
We can build. Let me see if I can fix it. 2 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so, and this might be interesting for some folks. So the UI, I think, is having a problem. So you can see right here, I'm calling localhost services foo people, but when I did it up here, right, it should just be people. Don't know why foo is being added, because I probably hard coded in the app somewhere. Huh? I don't know why the extra foo's getting on there. That is the time. Let's go search here. Yes. Thank you. There we go. Get away. Go away. Foo. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Stop. Please cache. Cache. Yeah, that's a problem. React UI, right? Like, since it's not rendered on the server, so when you run in a container, you have to add like React environment variables at build time, because it gets compiled into your JavaScript. Probably the same with TypeScript and everything, right?
Yep.
But like with Node, you can switch the environment variables on the server on, as it's running and you start the container. But yeah, React, it gets, well, not, and it's not just React, it's any static website, Vue.js, blah, 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 whatever. It is in services. Come on. Config. There it is. So it uses this process environment React _. And what React does is looks for all of these guys and then creates variables in your code that look like environment variables. Anyway, so that's what was happening. You have to add it in at build time. I have a build arg, so hopefully that worked.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'm gonna go fast.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. I was just
there. You go. Hey, come on. There we go. It's put in a database.
Hey, look at that. Okay.
There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Okay, so let's go back and take a quick look at how this is puts it back in your, if we look back at your Docker Compose, because we're going to sort of fundamentally what we're doing here is sort of taking in some ways your Docker Compose and everything and turning that into Pulumi. So you've got a couple you really only have, okay, so you have one Docker file that's your app, and then all the others are coming from public, from Docker Hub, basically, right? These are Mongo. You've got the Mongo image. You've got the et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I have so 2 services. These are my, these are 2 images.
Oh, so you have 2 of them. Okay.
Yeah. And then the back, the Mongo database. Yes, and this is going to pull for Hub. If you don't have the build context in here and tell it, or -- build, right, then it will go and try and look at Hub first. Of course, this will die because I don't have a namespace and there's no official image called API. Same for here. Yeah. And
okay, because the context is telling it. That's fine. We'll which again the same thing. We'll pass the context to you have an API directory and a UI directory. Okay, cool. So what I'm thinking we're gonna do, and there might be a more elegant way to kind of get to this, because we want to create a new Pulumi program. And one of the things you can do is you can have a Pulumi program that just sort of stands alone, and its entry point is the root of its directory. But you can also, maybe you want to store your automation next to it. So you might create like an infra folder or something like that. That being said, what I think we're going to do, and this is going to sound like kind of a little bit of a backwards way, but we also only want to bring over the stuff that we need from your application. Like, we don't need your Docker Compose. We don't need all that stuff. So we will copy your API and your UI directories over to our new program, and we'll build from there. And there's, again, more elegant ways we could do this whole damn thing, but that'll get us to sort of an end state. So,
okay, cool.
That said, let's go ahead and we're going to create a new project for Pulumi. So wherever you want to do this, I wouldn't do it inside entity. Exactly. And the project is named after the directory. So you could, mkdir. We could call it, if you want to call it entity manager infra or you know, Matty is handsome, you know, whatever. That's
Wait a minute.
cool. Yep. Inra?
Ah,
Okay.
don't judge. Don't judge.
Uh,
You know, the hardest part of this is
that people are watching you type. Yep.
yes, exactly.
Yep. Okay. Just so you don't lose
There we
your okay. So then CD into that directory. Okay. Yep. Cool. Now we're gonna create a new. So just you're gonna do Pulumi new. Don't hit enter yet, and you're just
Okay.
gonna say JavaScript. Okay. Now you'll see in your type ahead, you know, your console because Peter's done this before. It was you could have done AWS JavaScript, which is a different scaffolding. We're gonna say we basically want the simple scaffolding of a JavaScript Pulumi program. So go ahead and fire that off. And hopefully you've already, yep, you're already okay. It's gonna, you can pretty much accept most of these defaults, I think. Yep, that's cool. And so it's gonna go ahead and install basically the basic dependencies that we need for Pulumi. So if you want to take a look and see, if you want to crack that thing open back in code, we'll do a little quick exploration of what it made for us there. So this is our entry point is this Pulumi is the index.js, not terribly interesting. But you'll see if you look at the package.json, that's sort of what it did, right? It was like, okay, I got the, Pulumi dependency installed. And the Pulumi.yaml is the configuration of our overall project, not this particular stack. And it's just going to tell us right now what's its name. Its runtime is JavaScript, just no TypeScript nonsense here. And so now if we want to go ahead, and this is where we can add a if we wanted to say that we don't want our Pulumi program to be at the root, because that's actually maybe where our code is and stuff like that. So if you go ahead and create a directory called infra inside of that, right? And I spelled MKDir wrong. Okay. Now go back into your Pulumi. Don't. We're not going to go. So go back into VS Code. We're going to move some stuff around and rename some things. So go ahead and this is where we're going to see if I do this right. You can go ahead and move your index.js. This is where we're going to see if I get this right. Move all those files except for the Pulumi. All the Pulumi stuff it made except the Pulumi.yaml, move them into your infra folder.
Even no modules, everything?
Yeah, that actually that'll work. And probably even the git ignore, because the git ignore is we're gonna see how badly I screwed this up. Take a look at the git ignore. I just want to see what git ignore it's make sure. Oh, it'll still ignore node modules. Perfect. Now go into your Pulumi.yaml. And we're going to add a property. So the only things at the root are the infra folder and Pulumi.yaml, right? Okay, perfect. Now add a property under description called main.
Right here?
Right there. Yep. Colon, space, and then do infra /. So that's going to tell Pulumi where your entry point is for the program, right? So
let me check.
I'll go ahead and save that. Okay. Yep. Make sure you're okay.
Let me save all these guys.
Oh yeah, the files.
Probably an easier. Is there an easier way to do this?
Probably. Oh, why did it open them all when you moved?
I don't know.
That's weird. Okay.
Sure, save it. Yeah, why? What did I do here? And why did it open all it? And why is it wanting to modify them? What did I do, Matty?
Oh, maybe it's because of.
Here, let's.
Well, okay. One of the things that will help us, we'll go back and okay. So do this real quick. We're gonna before we do anything, we're gonna see if I did this right. Okay, do Pulumi up in your terminal.
Do what?
At the root of that, just type in Pulumi space up. We're gonna run our existing Pulumi program, which is not gonna do anything, except it's gonna create the stack. And then, but this is how we're gonna make sure that it thinks it could do everything it's supposed to do.
You know, okay. I need to run. I need to. I think I took out all those the node modules. I think.
Oh, okay. So you need to do npm install, which I think you're going to need to do inside the infra folder. Yeah. You're in.
Am I in the right place?
Oh, so it does let us. Okay. Interesting.
You want me? You want
no,
me to go
that's
up?
perfect. That's perfect. No, you're right. You did it right. Yeah. Don't you don't need to. That everything worked the way I expected. Say no.
So
Okay.
no.
Cool. Okay. Good enough. All right. So now let's go ahead and maybe start working on our Pulumi code. The other thing though that you're going to need to do is we need the Docker provider. So you're going to do that just with a good old npm install, or it says npm is what we're using, right? So just do npm install and just it's at Pulumi/Docker
Docker?
/Docker. Yep. And that should just add the Docker provider. And then it's going to take it a second. Cool. So now if you were to go back and take a look at your package.json, we should see it has Docker in there. But if we go into our index.js, all we've done there is we aren't using it yet though, right? But it's going to enable us to do that. So so just like you've created that constant for Pulumi, go ahead and create one for Docker. It's going to look the same, right? And that's going to let us refer to Docker as we need to. And then so if we think back to the couple of things we need to do, maybe we can sort of build this slowly, right? Maybe the first thing that we want to do, go ahead. Okay. And you know what? Go ahead and grab that your two code directories, your API and your UI directory, and copy them over into here, but not in the infra folder. They should be at the root because they're your code. Yep.
Okay, cool. So let's go. Let's copy -r. Oops, -r. It's up. We need to go again and then entity. Yep. All right, let's do API and we'll do API. All right, to move a folder.
What's that?
It's too late. We'll see.
Okay.
just making sure my yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Okay.
To do a folder, right? I always forget if you need to name it at the end. If you could just like instead of doing the UI here, if you can just do that, or you have to do it.
If you do that
it would dump all the files into there.
Yeah.
Come on, MacBook Pro.
So I'm going to ask a couple while you're thinking about this. A couple questions. So presumably you need a Docker network, right? Like your Docker files created some kind of a network for your thing.
Yes.
So we'll do that. I want you to think as well. Are there any like kind of port variables that we're passing around or something? Sometimes we might want to set those as variables instead of hard coding them, but we'll do this one thing at a time. Okay. So theoretically, no, you did something wrong there.
Where am I?
What's in the infra folder? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You need to move them up. That would be MV. You need to do /API, I think. Yeah, there you go. No. You could just do this in VS Code if you just want to drag and drop it and be done with it. It's okay.
I'll go. Tell you.
No. Go back to yeah. Where are you at? What are you doing? Okay, wait, no, you're still in your entity manager. Where's your? Okay, yeah. Expand out the infra folder there, and then just grab those and just drag them like all the way down. It'll bring them. If you drag it down below Pulumi.yaml, it'll move them up to the level you want. Yep, just like that. Yep. And then do the same thing with UI. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back into our folder. Okay. Everybody's
Matty?
happy now. Yeah.
Matty.
Yes.
Thank you. That was rough.
We'll just do it the easy way. It's okay. All right. Cool. All right. Let's create a Docker network. Okay. So just give me a second. So you're gonna hang on. Okay, so you might say, so first we're going to want to create, so like you're going to create a new, so you might do, you're going to create a variable called network.
My camera decided to stop working on me.
Oh,
there we go. We're back.
That's totally fine.
What did you want to do? Sorry.
So say like let network. Now your type ahead should help you out here as we go. So let network equal. Yeah, that's well. Now it won't because that's a variable name. Equal, and it's going to be a new, and it's a just space then Docker. And now you should be getting. There you go, and it's a Docker.network. Uppercase network. So you got your type ahead. Oop. And then go ahead and then in paren, and then we're going to call it, it's the name of its resource. First thing is its name within Pulumi. So that's just a string, just call it network. And then after that, end quote, do a comma. Yep. And then do an opening curly. And then hit enter just to get on the next line. And then now we're going to say name colon. And then in quotes, name it services, maybe, or whatever you want to call this network, whatever you would call it in your case.
Let's do the data network.
Sure. And then give yourself a little comma after that guy, and then semi after the bottom paren. So what we did? No. You don't need that colon. There you go. Get rid of that. Okay. So all we did there is we created a new network object, right? It's called network. And the parameter is data network, right? Okay, so it's going to let us refer now to this network later if we need to. So the next thing we could do, if we sort of think about it, we might want to get the images of the other, like the Mongo image, and you're kind of doing this in the order you might be reasoning about them. So maybe the Mongo image might be the next thing we do. So go ahead and do let and call it like Mongo image. And this is going to be, it's going to look very similar. It's a new docker.remote image. Okay. And then following a similar format, call it, Mongo image, because this is how it's referenced within Pulumi. Then if you go into the curlies, it'll get us our params. So its name is going to be, again, the identifier with the tag. So if you're doing Mongo late, again, I don't know what your it's in your Docker compose in the other one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So
we'll do 428.
And you can you probably want to add another parameter, which is keep locally, and you could set that to true. Which if you went to there, it was going to tell you what that did. But you might be able to tell people what that does because it's Docker. But if you start typing it right, it's it basically, if you do a Pulumi destroy, you might not want to keep it locally. So when we do a Pulumi destroy, if you don't say keep locally, it'll actually delete the local copy of the image.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
But generally speaking, you probably keep it around. Why not? Right? Just cheap. Okay. So. And then we might want to create that container for Mongo. So now go ahead and let container, we'll call it a Mongo container because we're going to have multiple,
Mongo. Yeah, gotcha.
Yep. And then this is going to be a new, I bet you can guess from type ahead. It's going to be Docker container. And then give it the name, same thing, Mongo container. And now go ahead and set image. And in this particular case, you're going to say, so you have an image and you'll do Mongo. No, don't put it in a string because, see, we're using a programming language here. So now we can refer back to that Mongo image and then do .latest. It's of that, go ahead, hit comma. And then we're going to set the ports, right? So what is it not like about latest?
Yeah, what didn't,
I don't know. It might actually, you probably are okay with just Mongo image. I don't think you actually have to set the parameter. Okay, we'll find out. Now go ahead and say, you know, do the ports, and then this is going to be an array. So do your square, you know. So remember, there's going to be those, but your yeah, and then go ahead and hit, just to keep things clear, hit enter here. But you can't really, yeah, because you need to put them because it's pat. Oh, that was red. I'm sorry. Mongo, does it don't take how do they refer to that as internal and external, right? So you'll set, so if you go into curly braces now, just do a curly and then space, and you can say internal colon and then that port, and then do a comma external and then the port, right? So what you can do, yep, and then because you don't have, okay, and I think that works. Yeah, it should be a number, not a string, so that's fine. Put a comma, and then are you doing anything? Are you aliasing this anywhere?
Yeah, we're calling it. You know, so when you run compose, it'll set up the network between these two services, and
so you're not
you can
using
reference
just one
them.
network. You have multiple networks.
I do, but we can use one. That's
okay.
fine.
We'll just do, but you still want an alias for this container.
Yeah, because I refer to it as DB as a
okay,
server.
perfect. Then okay, good, cool. That's just another parameter. So go now after that, do a comma, and then do networks advanced. Is this which you should get the type ahead for? Yep. Okay, and then this could be the same thing where you're going to go in your square, and then go ahead and hit a curly, and then do name colon network dot name, comma, aliases colon, and then in a square put your or I'm sorry, no. Get rid of, yeah, and just do aliases, do the square, and then put the string in there that you want. Do square, yeah, but you just surround that with square braces because it could be an array, right? Or it could be and after that, put a comma after that last square, dude, and you're good. Okay, that gets us our Mongo container and our Mongo image. So, which lets us refer to that. So let's go ahead and create, like, did you have what else came from remote images? Anything else?
No.
Okay, cool. So we're ready to build one of yours now. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and do, let, which one would you do first, API or UI?
Let's do the API because the UI depends on it.
Yeah, perfect then. Exactly. So say, let API image, and it's going to look very similar, right, to what we did. So you're going to say equals new docker.image this time. Okay. And you can call it same thing. Its name will be API image inside there. And then comma, open curlies, and now do build colon. No. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. And then this is going to be another set of elements. So do an open curly brace, enter, and then do context colon. And I bet you can guess what to put in here in a string. Well, it's going to be in a string. The whole thing is a string, but you need to do ... /API because remember,
okay, we're in infra. Yeah,
we're in infra, right? Okay. Yep. Okay. So then after that, curly brace, do a comma. Okay. That's the only thing. Yeah, you can just okay. That's the context is the only one that we're doing in there, right there. And then do do a comma after that curly brace because we've got a couple more parameters at the same level as build. Okay, so you're going to do image name. And I believe that will be a string that's API is the name of the image, right? Or at least that's what we're going to call it, right? And then you probably want to skip push because you're not going to. So if you look at what skip push says it's going to do, and that should be true. Yeah, you just because we don't want to push this anywhere, right? And so that's just plain old true. No string, no nothing. True, comma. Yep. Okay, cool. And do you okay, and then do you have to pass anything to it? So when we create, now we're going to create the container. Okay. So
we have to pass this in for the build.
I have to pass the arg. Okay. React app service. Okay, so let me hang on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up.
Now Matty, we can cheat for a minute. I can go put this. Why don't I put this in the Docker file to build it, and then we can come back and play around. We'll do our
we'll add those because I want to see this kind of go right. And then there's definitely places where we
Oh, you know what? And we're doing the API. I don't need an API right now. I don't need to pass anything for the API.
Oh, the API, I don't have to pass anything. Okay, so can we test the API without the UI? Okay, save this file. Obviously, so we want to make sure we're saved. Okay, go back to your terminal, and let's go ahead and do a Pulumi up. So type Pulumi up.
Right here?
It should, I think it'll, you need to be in info, because that's, I think, where did you run it the last time? Yeah, I think it has to run inside info. Yep. So do your Pulumi up. Now, what it's going to tell us here, it's funny. So it didn't do anything, even though it looks like, because you got a bunch of Docker warnings. So go ahead. You can't see this on the screen. I apologize because it's behind Peter's name, but there's a choice under Node that says details. So go to details, and that's going to tell us everything that it's going to do by specifically if you were to run a Pulumi up. So a couple things that are, so it's going to create a stack, which is called dev, because it doesn't exist yet on the Pulumi service. We're going to see that it's going to create those images. It's going to create the network. So if you ever want to know exactly what it's going to do, details will do that.
Container. Nice.
Yep. And so go ahead and say, yes, we want to perform the update. And let's watch what it does. So we can see, okay, it built the image. Okay, nope, it bailed on something. So this is one of the bummers of just sort of how Docker reports stuff back to us. We have to scroll back to see the error. Okay, let's see, unable to create container. Okay, what is the Mongo container? Maybe that image is not.
I mean, we can do latest.
I want to try one thing. Okay, so wait, so that's on container, right? So let's see. I just want to make sure that was this idea of the back. Okay. Yeah, see what it. I mean, it shouldn't be that. I mean, that container image should exist.
Yeah, because I've pulled it 4.28.
Yeah. So okay, go. I'm wondering if it's when I pulled this instead of that, how we would have for the where's the error? It was unable to create. Okay, so it's trying to create the container. It didn't want to pull that image. It could be because you already had it and it was super old. But I'm wondering about that. We had that .latest on the image. So that's why I'm trying to figure out why yours. Let's see. So it takes image. I'm just looking at the API. Wait, am I not on container?
Oops.
Okay, so in the example,
if I take the tag off of the image, it just said Mongo.
Yeah, then it works.
Yeah, I got a warning, but it seems to work.
But though this part will work, but it's when you actually apply it is when it had the problem. So go ahead and perform. Remember, it was
yes. Image build succeeded.
No, that one was fine. It's the Mongo one that's next one, right?
Yeah,
where it's trying to update, and it's the container, not the image.
I'm just trying to get us in a good.
No. I'm
mood.
with you. I'm just sort of narrating what's going on a little bit.
No, I got you. Oh.
Okay. Unable to create a container with image. Error pulling image. What if you do me a
update? Okay.
what if you whack your cached copy of that image?
Yeah.
Of the Mongo one.
Let me just do that. Ooh, there. See, that's weird. Do you see that?
So there is.
I ran it. Now there's the latest. It did pull it, right? Because I took out the colon tag and then ran it. So I pulled the latest, but it's weird. It's let's get rid of him, and then let's get what was it? 428.
Oh.
PS-A. That's running. Okay, that might be it right there. So let's remove -f. Let's just stop everything. I'm gonna do an up. Yes.
No, Pulumi up.
Pulumi images.
You did it again. Oh, Docker images. Okay, I was like...
Let's gonna remove the -f. There we go. On.
Okay.
Should I just? I'm gonna remove all these images, and then we'll just let.
It doesn't hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
Run it.
Engine's right too. By the way, when you're ready to do your Pulumi up, do Pulumi up -y, because that'll just apply it when you're ready. Yeah, when we get to that, that'll skip us having to go and say yes.
I missed that. Oh, you were answering a question.
No. I was just telling you. I was just sorry, because you don't see the chat. One of the there you go. So when you're ready to run Pulumi up, do Pulumi up -y, and that'll that's YOLO, right?
Gotcha.
So that way it'll just go ahead and apply it, since we know that's what we want to try to do.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's creating the container. Oh, that's looking promising-ish.
Come on, Mongo image. And I also have it. It's just a quick flag in the code that I can change.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, no, that worked. I think it's hard to tell because of but it did scroll back up to make sure we didn't hit an error. Make sure, because again, normally you'd see no, update failed. Okay, error pulling image. So it's something in. Go back to the Pulumi code for a second.
Okay, I can kill that too. By the way, we could take Mongo out.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out why. So when we create a new Docker container, new Mongo image. Yep, that's an image is Mongo image, which is the Docker remote image that we pulled. That should all be fine. I had some. The worst part is I was just playing with this. If I can find my code, I was doing exactly this, but in Python recently. But it should be the same thing. Go ahead but just for funsies of just to see how it builds your thing, go ahead and take out, just comment out the the whole Mongo container part, and let's just let it build your image.
Okay.
Yep.
And just do Pulumi up.
Pulumi up. Yep. That's fine. Which doesn't depend on anything, right? So, it uses, so your API built, but there's no way to see what it does, right?
We can run it. We should get
so you should see it running, right? So if you look at your your running containers, right?
Yeah, I think we have we don't have the connection string in there. So if we don't have the connection string,
it doesn't, right? Well, the connection string is what takes it to, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could run it, test it. Do you want to run it in a container or yeah?
Yeah, and then what we can do, yep. Well, no, it's running. Right?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
you read the contain that's what we did. So but how do you get Okay.
And we're running on do we expose the port?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let me see if I can mess this up, Matty.
Yeah.
Let me see. Port. Oh no, it's above. Is it the same as here?
What's that?
Is it the same as?
So if you're gonna, you've got the app. Well, that's just the. Oh no, we never ran the container. We just made an image.
Yeah,
we just made an image of it, so it didn't do anything yet. Cool. Okay, well, let's do that. Yeah. Okay, let's see if you can do it. Let's see what happens.
Container.
Oh.
Equal no.
No, don't call it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Docker container.
And then we'll go API container. My squirrelies.
Okay, so this is why I think there's something squirrely with it, because like what you should do here is you should do image, and then it should be API image. Okay, do this. Do API image. Just hit dot. What does it give you as autocomplete? So you should have base image name, right? Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so actually go back up to the select base image name. Like that is. Now just stop where we are for a second. Go back to the Mongo one for a second. I think I want to fix this. Okay, uncomment out that block. Okay, and then under image, where it's Mongo image, line 16. Remember, we had it as dot latest. So go to Mongo image and hit dot. And what are our choices on the API?
Build force ID.
Why is it? I guess try image.
Oh.
Yeah, it is image. That'll be it. Yeah. Okay. Was it lowercase image? I think so. No.
We got two. Both. Let's see.
Yeah, try the uppercase one. That's weird. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Anyway, go. Don't run it. Go back. Let's finish up your. I know we're changing two things at once, but we might as well finish up this. Okay. So you got your base image name, comma. Now do your ports just like we did the Mongo.
It's an array, right?
Mm-hmm. Inside curlies, then yeah, you could just copy that and change the ports. And then if you you need to tell it the network as well, right? So you're gonna go ahead and do that. But if you do networks advanced, all you need to do there is just set the name, right? So do networks advanced and then just do name : network.name.
Work.
Now, what you could do as well that will be interesting. Okay, after your square brace there, do a comma. Now watch this fun part here. Or I'm sorry, do you need to do this after? Yeah, after your square brace. Now, after that curly, you got the curly that's coming off of API container. So line 41, like put between the curly and the paren, put a carriage return. Or no, I'm sorry, put a comma. Don't uncarriage return that. Sorry, put a comma, space. Now do curlies and say depends on. So depends, comma, on, colon. And then in square braces, Mongo container. Yep. Okay. And then I think that's good. So that will tell Pulumi, don't try to launch this container until the Mongo container's up.
Right. Makes sense.
Yep. Okay. Theoretically, this might work. Let's find out.
All right, cool.
Hollywood stars and celebs, do they know things? Let's find out. That was a little deep Netflix cut there. If anybody got that joke, let me know. Okay. You got it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Missing property image. Okay. It should tell us a new container index.js. So it's line 15, right?
I think so.
Okay, let Mongo container image. Maybe it's dot. Maybe it's lowercase.
What was the error again?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
It's just saying it says it's missing. Oh, image. Yeah. That's So that's. Oh yeah, I think engine might be right. Might be the ID. It might be ID. So go back.
It's talking about that, right?
Yeah.
ID.
Yeah, I think it's ID. Yep. Okay, try that.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Nope. It still doesn't like to pull that one. Okay, go ahead and just for funsies, comment back out the Mongo container stanza or block, so we don't do Mongo anymore. No. No, because the problem isn't the image. The problem is it's trying to build a container. It's not finding.
Yeah.
So saying, isn't it the property name? Yeah. So comment that one out. Just we're gonna go back to building just yours, and then now the only thing I want you to do is take out that depends on, because obviously it won't ever get anywhere because it depends on something that doesn't exist. So just go from there to there. Yeah. Okay. At least this will build your container and run it, and then you should be able to. Okay, that worked, I believe. So now you should be able to.
Yeah. Yep. There's the.
Now, if you want to be really slick, go back to your. Oh well, so you don't need to. Okay, so if you open it, if you do your local host on the app port, right, the port. Oh no, is it not working?
No. Ooh, our port didn't get.
Okay, go. Can I see your code again? Okay, wait. Let's see. So ports internal. So you're exposing through 8080.
Is it ports or port?
Ports. That would be why. But now, wait. I'm gonna be clever for a second. So don't. Yeah, that was your problem. But now, right before you do so like line 32, do a new line in here. We're gonna set the external port as a variable because we're gonna do something clever with it. So just say let my port equal 8080. Yep. Okay. Now instead of 8080 down there, yep, make that be my port. But the reason now you should set it for both, maybe, but we're not gonna set both. Now the very last
I lost you for a second, Matt.
Sorry, all I was saying is you would probably make the internal port a variable, maybe, but you don't need to. But here's why we're going to make the external port a variable. Okay, go to your very last line. I want you to say, and I have to remember how to do an export. I think this will work. Hang on. For JavaScript, inputs and outputs, I haven't done inputs and outputs in JavaScript, so bear with me for 1 second to remember how they work. Let's see if we're going to do so I think you're going to just say, let's see, because here I know how I want to say, okay, try export. No, just do export. Oop. Okay, and then do let export space, except I don't think it doesn't like that because it's not. I'm trying to remember how to export from JavaScript because it's different in TypeScript. How you export the output of.
You mean like the module that exports?
Was that what it was? Well, no. What I'm trying to do is export the value of the string. It's just going to give us a URL you would load. It's just all it's going to do is interpolate. So actually, I'll give it to you in a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Just do exports dot. Sorry. I remember how to do it in JavaScript now. So do exports dot URL equals Pulumi dot interpolate. Okay. And then do backtick. HTTP. No, backtick, not backslash.
Yeah.
HTTP : localhost, right? Because that's what you're hitting. And then do : $, squiggly, curly brace, API port, and end the curly brace, and then do the backtick and then close that, right? Okay, cool. And put your semicolon after that, right? At the end of the line. Okay, save that. Go ahead and run Pulumi up. And that's the last thing we got. But you're going to see one interesting thing theoretically should happen. Okay, cool. So it gave you that URL. So do you remember? So now if you were to say curl, and then do
I just cleared the screen. Dang it.
Yeah, no. It's sorry. So you do curl space $, paren Pulumi space stack space output space URL and then end paren.
Pulumi dot.
No, space. Those are all spaces. Pulumi space stack space output space URL. And
okay.
paren.
Yeah.
And hit enter.
See if that. Oh, that's I think that's fine.
Oh, you should get a 404.
Yeah, because can I do this and do services?
Yeah, that should work. Yep, cool. Awesome. Well, that brings us to the end. This was a lot of fun. Peter, where can people find you on the internet?
That was fantastic. Best places best place is Twitter. P McKee. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. We'll do this some more, and everybody, don't forget to, if you're on Twitch, smash that follow button. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That's how we do things, and we'll see you the same time next week for some more Pulumivision.